Why am I not pivoting towards what I feel is best for me? What is holding me back? All the things that you know you need to walk away from, and you're looking at the frustrated list. You need to be able to calm yourself through your choices, because at the end of the day, if you do not put your yes first in your decisions, who the hell are you putting your yes first for? Welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. What's up, Mo?
Hey, how are ya?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I love that we are back again for another great chat. I'm excited about what we're going to break through today. I just want to pause for a moment and welcome everyone back to the She's Rooted podcast. If this is the first time that you are pulling up a chair, grab your cup of coffee. You are in for a raw, real treat, are you not?
Yeah.
And if you're coming back, welcome back. So last week we talked a little bit about never allowing AI to be your voice. And man, that ripped up some great conversations after that. And I loved it. As I feel like we found out there's a lot of people that feel the same as we do.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. After we did that podcast, I feel like I was online for not long because I went on vacation and tried to unplug, but every time I would pop on, it was me seeing someone else's post or reel about the same topic. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is red car theory or what, but it was definitely interesting.
Yeah. That is a weird theory. Like once you own a car, then you see it all the time, but you never saw it before.
That happened to us when we were in Arizona. I said to my husband, we were on a hike, and I'm like, I haven't really seen any flowers here. And then after that, he's like, Monique, now everywhere I'm walking, all I see are flowers. He's like, there's a ton of flowers here. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. It must be a thing.
Oh, for sure.
Your brain just
slow down
looks
enough
for it.
to pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to start doing that and be like, looking for.
Gosh, I haven't seen $100 bill.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. $100 bill around here.
Yep. Man. Well, today I feel like can definitely kind of tack on to what we've been talking about, and everything kind of, I feel like, umbrellas under everything that we stand so tall on, and that's being rooted in your life and being rooted to where you're unshakable in what you know and what you believe in, and not being afraid to stand in that voice and stand for what is right for you and your future, your four walls, and all of that. So it's kind of wild how things always line up. Like Mo and I never have anything that is scripted. It is literally whatever is on our hearts. And it always seems very odd or God aligned that when I bring something to the table or Mo brings something to the table, it is very in par is that, I don't even know if that's the right word, but it's very in line with you walk through it, or you just read something, or that made you think of something that, so it always just seems to be all right, well then that's it, because we're both in that same wavelength.
Yeah, I know. I kind of love it. It just feels like it's like a confirmation. Like you'll say something or I'll say something, and you'll be like, oh my God, I was just, or I'll say, today. I'm like,
even crazy about Dancing in the Rain, on the last one. And I'm like, oh how wild was it that Matt and I were just watching a video of that same thing. And I'm like, okay, here we are.
I know
what we talk about. Well, how about you drop what you were reading this morning? Or do you want me to drop what I read and then it triggered, you're like, oh my gosh, it's literally.
Yeah, read your quote, because that you read this quote and I was like, oh my gosh, I read that this morning. That is crazy. But I read it in a different context. Right. So, yeah.
Okay, so it says, my friends, you are beginning to understand that your peace is worth protecting. The more you honor what feels right in your soul, the easier it becomes to let go of what does not. And I'll read it one more time for my friends who like to write things down.
Yes.
You are beginning to understand that your peace is worth protecting. The more you honor what feels right in your soul, the easier it becomes to let go of what does not. And man, that is just so freaking true. And I think that the older that you get and the more that you stand firm in what you know, you realize how freaking true that really is and how much calm and peace it adds around
Yes.
your choices when you know that you know that you know. You can
Yes.
actually have the courage to stand up for your own belief in what you know you need to say or you know you need to do. Like
Yes.
that's rooted.
That is rooted. Exactly. And I love that. It's just, it's one of these things. Like you had to be there when you read that and we're like, that's rooted. How crazy is it that this morning, so ladies or and guys, this morning I'm reading Proverbs 4 because I like to read the proverb of the day. And it's all about like guarding your heart and following wisdom for your life. And it actually says in here, I wrote a little note because it says, those, and I have like not the King James version. So if you're like a Bible thumper, please don't come at me, but I like this version. But it says, those who discover these words live, really live, body and soul. They're bursting with health. And I wrote a little note in there because obviously you guys know Jamie and I are both into health and fitness. And I was like, wow, this is interesting because this next part, he's saying like listen to this, really listen up because those who follow this wisdom will have health, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's not dropping diet and exercise wisdom right here.
Right.
The next words are keep vigilant watch over your heart. That's where life starts. Don't talk out of both sides of your mouth. Avoid careless banter, white lies, and gossip. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Ignore all sideshow distractions. Watch your step, and the road will stretch out smooth before you. Look neither right nor left. Leave evil in the dust. And I was like, this is your quote, like, but in proverb form, where
Right.
it's just guard your heart. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't get distracted. Don't get caught up in careless banter and nonsense and things that don't matter. Like, stick out your path and walk it in wisdom. And to me, that translates over as like stay rooted in who I've created you to be, stay rooted in what you are here to do, the message you're here to share, the people you're here to impact. And that could be like your family that we talk about. It could be your community, it could be the ladies at the gym, it could be somebody who messages you online. um, it could be the person in kid pickup when you're picking up your kid waiting in line, that like everybody is an opportunity to impact. And I think when we stay rooted in who we are and we guard our heart from all of the distraction, like we were talking about last week, AI and all of the fake stories that are out online and all of the quick fixes and all this distraction, it's just noise and it can cloud that authentic version of you where you just have that peace where you're like, I know that I know that I know that I know that
Right.
this is right. And this is what I want, and this is who I am, despite what any other pressure out there is going to try to tell me.
Right.
And I just love that we both had the same.
Yeah.
Like that just so triggered me when you read that quote. I was like, oh, I just read that.
Yeah. If you have not been here for a while, I really feel like Mo and I were separated at birth because there's only a handful of things that are not in alignment. Like she's a
Mm,
green olive girl.
hmm.
No. Black
No,
olives over here.
all
But
the olives.
you
Listen,
like
I don't discriminate.
all.
I
But
don't discriminate.
it is wild how it always seems like we are right around the same page of what we decide to pour into our mindset. And I think that it's always a great thing to be able to take what value you have read, and someone could read the same thing and not get anything out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like it's always a good thing when you can read something and it hits you, it triggers something, it makes you think a little bit deeper beyond the quote or beyond whatever it is that you read. And then you can have a like open conversation
Hmm.
about it with someone, and you never know where it's going to take you or who it's going to fall on, where this conversation might be the very conversation that can help somebody sift through like things that
Yeah.
are holding them back or getting in their way or whatever it is.
Yeah, I love that because I think your quote and also the scripture I just read, like That's exactly what I feel like it gives direction on, especially for a listener that might be kind of torn between things. Maybe you are, I don't know, starting a new career. Maybe you are trying to build a business online and there's just so much noise. Everybody, I mean, we've been there where it's like, do this, do this, do this. And you think like, if I chase this, then this will be the path. And from your quote and from what I read, that is not the case. The path is not follow this plan, follow this person's strategy, do it this way, write it this way. The strategy is actually like get rooted in you, in
Right.
what you know is right, in what you believe, in what you know like lights you up inside, what you know are your clear goals and objectives in life, and get rooted in all of that, and then be genuinely yourself and be honest in your messaging and stay away from distractions and stay away from trying to be like everyone else. And when you do that, at least the scripture I read, it said your path will be, it'll just unfold before you and it will be easy and you just walk forward in it, like that's actually a strategy is as hard as it is to wrap our heads around, right? Like, so if you're listening and you're like, I don't know, girl, I feel real anxious about it because I feel like if I'm going to be left behind if I don't do it this way. I feel real anxious if I don't post 5 times a day or if I don't do, and it's like, listen, you're not in as much control as you think you are. And you really do have a purpose bigger than chasing after these strategies. And once you identify that and you walk it out,
Right.
it's going to unfold before you.
Well, for sure.
And guarding your heart from, girl, you've been in those situations where it's like that back and forth, that tug, that pull, that the stress, the pressure, what will they think? What will they do? What will actually happen? The fear of what's on the other side of this decision. I feel like I need to go this way, but like that's scary. Like all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. I mean, that takes me back to like a time where I was at a pivot point in my health and in my journey of what I was going to do. And I was in alignment with a leadership team for like, man, 7 years, right? So, like, you think that you build friendships with these people, and sometimes you do, and sometimes you realize that it was just a business friendship. And there was a time where, like, so we had a business pulled out from underneath our feet. We had to figure out where our next chapter was. And I'm integrity always. Like, you're not going to catch me saying that, I love this product or I love this company if I truly don't love it. Like, that's just who I am. So it has to be my yes first. Otherwise, like, you don't have that true impact. I can't lay my head on the pillow at the end of the night when I know that I'm just trying to pull one over on someone. That's just not who I'm called to be. So, with that being said, the company that we moved to ended up like changing everything right away because I think the influx of everyone that came over, they couldn't keep up with the integrity that they once stood for. So they had to keep up with being able to get products to the marketplace with a less than ingredient. And that's just me being a science nerd and paying attention because when you change formulations 3 times within 4 months, like come on now,
Something's up.
something's up. So here I am. They had this drink where like you would drink and like you'd cough. And they're like, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You're just gonna cough." Like, and I'm like, "What?"
Everyone?
Everyone. Yeah, it like had a little tickle in the back of your throat. I was like, what is this?" Like, so I don't know. Red flags for me personally. Someone else might love it and might be the best thing that they ever said yes to, and I'm so happy for you. Maybe they don't cough when they drink it, but I don't know. Anyway, so here I am taking a step back in like my own like trying to figure out I'm standing over like my passion. It's all broken up in all these different pieces because when you show up and you're all in on something and something lets you down, now it's like you have to figure out how to move
Yeah.
forward. So I ended up kind of backing away, trying to figure out like what I was doing for my health because it started slipping backwards. Okay, so I'm gaining my body fat back. My brain fog is unbelievable. Like, I just don't feel good. And I had somebody in my life tell me, like, Jamie, you're not the same person that you used to be. Like, you don't have that. Like, I don't know, like, how I led my voice was a very strong, positive, but realistic way. But I just kind of shelled in.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of rocked me a little bit. And I realize now in my 40s, I was not protecting my peace or protecting my
Mm-hmm.
yes back then. And I found a company that I started researching And when I tell you that I found them in 2019, December 2019, and didn't say yes till November 2020 because I was so like, this is going to sound so stupid, but like nervous because what if the friendships that I had are no longer friendships because I am not in the same company anymore? So I kind of put myself on the back burner for that, if I'm being truthful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I ended up deciding in 2020, like I have to put my yes first, my health first. Like those that are your real friends and those that really care about you, they're going to be there in your life no matter what. Because that's
Right.
how I am. We had people that chose different companies. They didn't choose the one that we chose. And like I'll cheer them, high five them all the way. Like it's about what's best for that other person. And that's just who I've
Mhm.
always been. Yeah, so we do that, and now I can't even tell you the last time we talked
Yeah.
to all these family people.
Hmm.
So it just makes you take a step back, and I mean, I wish them all well, but like you really start to see where you stand in people's lives, and sometimes they're in your life for a season, and sometimes they're in your life for the long haul. And true colors usually will reveal themselves when hard things happen, but at the end of the day, if you're not protecting your own peace, like I waited so long to say yes to something that I felt like was really good for my health. For what? For
Right.
what? But for what I already knew was going to happen.
Well, that's the
You know what
kicker
I'm saying?
because, yeah, like I think we talked about it on one of the more recent podcasts too. I think I said something like if you're going to pretend to be a certain way to like be with a guy or like date somebody, then you're going to have to always be that version of you. And
Yeah,
like that's going to be rough because you're trying to keep this person versus
right,
like that's the same thing where you're like, well, if I stay, we stay friends. Well, then were you really even friends?
right.
Like,
No, exactly.
why are you trying to keep these people around that are not true friends?
Right,
But that's human, that's our human struggle, right? And that's part of that whole thing is like you said, being, it's almost like this, the fear of the unknown, but you did know, and you were wrestling that like rooted knowing,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
versus like this ideal la la land that we,
yeah.
have the
It,
opportunity to try to keep going.
yeah. But
And
looking back, it's stupid. It's absolutely asinine to put those situations above what's best for you and your family.
for
It's dumb.
sure,
But
for
I
sure.
feel like you have to grow in life, and it's not always easy to make those decisions.
Yeah.
What? Okay, great. Okay, good. Sorry. My daughter is literally in my window. I have a nice window right here, and she's holding a poop bag. Tux pooped in the yard. Okay. What? I don't know. So that
Newsflash,
was distracting.
just just in case you're wondering, it's
Oh, I
fine.
thought you were going to keep going.
No, just in
I was
case
like,
you're
what am I
wondering
wondering?
where the dog pooped, it was in
Yeah,
the
it
yard.
was in the yard.
But she
Kirsten picked
cleaned
it
it
up.
up.
Yeah, she
That's
cleaned it up.
good.
Yeah, she put it in the poop bag
That's
and then she
good.
threw it in the garbage can.
There you
So
go.
high five self.
Everybody listening is very happy, and we all think you're a great mom because you're
I told her, I'm like, we're podcasting this morning. And she's like, I picked up the poop. Okay. I love her. Um, but I mean, that is what we have to focus on as we start to realize what does it mean to get rooted? What does it mean to protect your peace? And at the end of
that's
the day, if you're so afraid to offend somebody that you know that your choices shouldn't be offensive in any way, then you need to take a self-reflective moment on realizing, well, why do I feel like if I make this pivot, I make this yes, I do this, or I take a step back because that's what's right for me? Why do we even think that that's going to be the outcome of the situation? Like, so there, it's like an intuition that you already know.
but that's my
So,
question for you. How like so in your story that you shared, what was the breaking point for you to be like, no, screw it, I'm doing this?
um, realizing that I said yes for my health before I knew any of them. And
Mm,
I was an unhealthy mom, and all I wanted to be was a healthy mom that my two kids deserved. And I was over 200 pounds, and I found that company before I found those people. And I'm grateful that I found those people because we had a really great fun season together. But what I thought was a friendship beyond a business, I was the only one on that page, clearly. Because if it would have been different, then we would all still be in each other's lives right now.
But during that
And
moment,
I've tried. I have
but
tried,
but
but it
during that moment when you were like in that year-long process of trying different things and like you finally hit, something that you liked, but you didn't leave right away, like what did you do? I guess I'm wondering like if we have somebody listening today that is in a similar situation, maybe not exactly yours, but like
yeah.
something similar to where they're just so torn and they're struggling, like what would be like practical takeaway that somebody listening could be like, I gotta do this. I gotta like sit down and do this. Or is it literally just like you you knew already, but like you knew that you were delaying it and you just kind of were like, come on, girl, let's go.
I knew that I knew when I
Yeah.
found it, and I knew I was delaying it. And it was a really hard place to realize that I matter in that moment first for what I originally said yes for when it came to my health. So I think I just hit a breaking point of I was sick of that body fat going up. And I was tired of like, I live and breathe the health and wellness space. And I have so many people that will ask me what I trust, what I take. And I am staying aligned with a company that and I'm not even aligned. I'm stalling my voice because I am saying anytime that somebody asks me, what do you trust for this or what do you take for this? I was not saying that company. I'm going to tell you that, but I wasn't saying anything. And I'm like, what the hell? This is my degree. What am I doing?
Like you got sick of yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's it. I need to put the science hat back on. I need to realize that it's never going to get better if I don't make the pivot, if I don't make the choice. And that's going to be all things in life. Like things are going to happen. You're going to grow through seasons. You're going to get to a point where you're at the end of the road with something, and you're going to have to realize, am I staying frustrated and like not moving, or am I staying frustrated enough to fight through what is the next path, what is the next chapter?
It's so good and it's so hard because I know there's times in life where it just does not go the way you wanted it to go. Like it does not go and something happens in your life and I've had things, I mean, I could go back all the way to when my parents got divorced. Girl, you know how long, like as a little kid, I would just keep saying like, I wish they would just get back together, and you just
Yeah.
hold on to this thing and this story and you just repeat it and you just repeat it and you just repeat it and it weighs on you and it weighs on you and it weighs on you and it's like this thing that you actually have no control over. And yes, it's sad and yes, it sucks, but like the faster we can go, it is what it is. And now
Yeah.
what can I make moving forward? Because
Right.
those things, like you said, you can like hold on to them and there's a point where you have to go, okay, but next, like now what?
Hmm.
Because there's all this life ahead of me and at least all this day ahead of me. Like
Yeah.
I need to let this go
Right.
and let the letdown be the letdown and like move forward, right?
Right. I think too, like for me, like walking through that situation has definitely added a lot of value as I've gotten older to see a situation for what it is. And sometimes you don't pivot as quickly as you know that
Mm,
you need to. But I will tell you that if you're walking through something to where you don't feel aligned, you are not protecting your peace. And that is the very first thing that you need to recognize. You need to stop for a moment and you need to ask yourself, why am I waiting? Why am I not pivoting towards what I feel is best for me?
mhm,
What is holding me back? And you have to keep going down that line. And when you can definitely look at a situation, a path, and you can break it apart into all the things that make you want to stay there and all the things that you need to walk away from, which outweighs one another and are the ones to stay there a valid reason to keep you there. And if they're not, and you're looking at the frustrated list, you need to be able to calm yourself through your choices because at the end of the day, if you do not put your yes first in your decisions, who the hell are you putting your yes first for? So I think, you have a lot of self-reflective moments that need to happen when you
Yeah.
don't feel rooted, you don't feel aligned, you feel like you are less thanning your passion, you are less thanning your health, your life in some
Your
capacity,
peace.
your
Yeah,
peace.
your peace, right?
And you have to have people, hopefully, that you have in the corner of your life that you're able to sit down and have those raw type conversations to kind of sift through. And sometimes it's, can you just sit and can you just listen
Mhm.
for me to like, and don't come at me like with trying to pull it
Fix
back
it,
down. Like
solution it.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
like I need to like process this out. So Matt and I have been together since we've been 15 years old. So he is definitely the rock in my life to where he can see me if I'm not in my passion lit up, you know?
Yeah.
So when you get to a point where you can take a step back and do all of those things and you can have a peace about your choice, and that is a very important thing. You have to have peace about your choice. You have to know the reason why you're doing it, and it has to bring a sense of calm around you instead of reacting out of emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Do you think you can have that peace and still be a little nervous or afraid?
oh, 100%, because you don't
Me
know
too.
if that's the right choice.
Yeah. But you
But
can
if
still have a peace around it.
you can have a peace around it because you know that decision to stay where you're at, whether it's a job, whether it's a diet that you're doing, whether it is a relationship with a friend, um, a relationship with a boyfriend. I mean, I can't really relate with all of the boyfriend talk because Matt and I've been together since we've been 15. So like, but that's real life. I mean, kids, they're getting older, so you have to know that you are the walking like testimony of your own life.
Right.
So at the end of the day, who cares if it scares you, if it makes you a little uneasy, if you're excited about it, or if you think that that might be the right yes? You don't know if it's the right yes until you actually make it, you walk it, you live it, and you breathe it in. You won't ever
Well,
know.
and
So,
you're rooted in your morals and your values and your
right,
intention, and I think that that's the part that gives you peace is when you're no longer fighting a part of that because
yeah,
that's really when you start to get uneasy or anxious or worried. It's like that's because you're going against your own conviction, your own morals, your own values, and you're like trying to ride a train that's not for you. And
right,
when you're there, even getting off of that train just brings a peace, even though you're scared of where it let you off, right? You're like, I'm in the middle of nowhere because I jumped, but like
right,
it's better than being on that.
right. Yeah, because it might crash, like literally. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You had an interruption and so did I. It's
Did
perfect.
somebody pick up dog poop?
No, it's time to fold my sourdough.
I don't make sourdough. Do you need to fold it?
No, it's okay. It can wait.
It will unfold itself.
Well, it won't, but it'll be okay. It should be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I make a very easy to do recipe, so
maybe you
should
could
get
share
you.
it with our listeners.
Yeah, I love sourdough.
Yeah. While they're protecting their peace, they can make sourdough.
Yes, it is. It's so relaxing. I love it. I love getting my hands in there. I love that it
Yeah.
goes from like, now I digress, but I love that I put like water and flour and starter and it's like meh. And then you just, as you're folding, it starts to like become something and then you bake it and you have bread. It's just, I love it. I love it.
But I mean, that's all things in life.
Hmm.
Only a couple things that you have to do to put together, and then you keep folding, which is that
Hmm.
consistency factor, and then you never
Consistency.
know what's gonna turn into
Yeah, so we'll have to check
a
back because
full loaf of
I'm
bread.
not being consistent right now because I'm not folding it on time. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll be an adventure.
Yeah. Yes. Adventure. But I will tell you too, walking through that and then getting to where we're at today, this was years ago, but getting to where we're at today, like you still have just this calm peace around your choices, even if even if you are at a place where you're like, "Ah, what if they're not going to be like in our life anymore? Or what if we don't talk like we used to because we're like in different alignment, with different paths, different companies." And it's okay
Everything
because
works out.
everything works out. And at the
Mhm.
end of the day, like if you know that you have done things with the right heart and the right integrity and for the right reasons and we're transparent, I have enough respect for the people then to let them know where I was at and why it was an important like shift for me. And like now, like if there was ever a time where like let's go grab a drink or let's go grab something to eat. Like there's no ill will on my end with that type of stuff. And I'm sure there's none on the other end either. It was
Mhm.
just a hard season that we're both trying to navigate through,
Mhm.
and that's life,
Mhm.
right? But I think that when you look back now, like in that messy middle of not realizing what was the right thing for me then, like where I'm at today, I'm very grateful that I chose
Mhm.
myself and first
Mhm.
because I don't know where I'd probably be back up to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I worked hard to get to where I'm at today with my health. So to let it go because you're nervous of an unknown, that's
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
But I mean, output, health, input, whatever,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
And I feel like that's also where if we're talking specifically about people, like once you once you maybe share or you come into a situation that you're no longer like both totally in agreement on and one of you speaks up and you see the result of that, like that's where the true colors come out. And my son actually just went through this in a career path, and it really is like a big lesson. And maybe that is the whole purpose of this podcast. Like if you're listening today, like maybe there is a person that that you're doing something that is less thanning yourself to maintain a relationship and you don't even know it because there's never been a confrontation. Like my son just went through that where he had a situation and um I don't want to like say too much, but like he almost stayed in a situation, in a working situation, because and he's young, because he respected this person, he looked up to this person was so great to him, like blah blah blah. But the minute my son, he had gotten another offer that was incredible for his future, and there will never be another offer for this child like that, like he got. And this, when he brought it to the person's attention, at first they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And then when he was like, "I'm serious about it," this person like revealed their true colors and devastated him. And
Right.
we've had the conversation over and over again now. Like, imagine if you would have stayed, because that was one of the things he's thinking. Like, but I gotta stay for this person, for this
Yeah.
person. And I'm like, you can't be loyal to a person like that. Like, you have to, loyalty matters, but also there's a lot behind that story that I'm trying to like not
For
talk
sure.
about. But it was a situation where you're like, there's not enough there right now for you to like claim that flag as like the spot. And that's a hard lesson to learn, I think. And especially when all of a sudden it blows up in your face and you're like, whoa, this person is not who I thought they were. Like this is not at all. Like a little bit of disagreement, and whoa, like daggers are flying and stuff is blowing
Right.
up, and you're like, holy cow, what just happened? All I'm trying to do is like make the best decision for myself. And
Right.
so I think if you are listening, based off your story and how it kind of made me think of that just happening recently in our family, like really, you really do have to stay so rooted and not distracted in even what other people might want for you, or maintaining a path because of a person other than your own person.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's it. Like we came into this world with nothing, we're going to leave this world with nothing. Like these people aren't going with you.
Right. For sure. That makes me think of a couple things. It makes me think of the crab in the bucket mentality, which I know we've talked about on the podcast before. It makes me think about when you're focused on like your health and you're on this like quote unquote, I don't like diets, but people know what a diet is. You're on a diet, you go to a party, the
Oh,
people in your
yeah.
life, like, oh, come on, you can have a
Yeah.
piece of pizza. Oh, come on, you
Yeah.
can have some ice cream.
Yeah.
Um, there are people that are in your life and they will pull on the strings that they know they can pull on because they want to keep you where you're at. And sometimes that's not for a malicious
Right.
reason. It's just because that's their comfort of like how you guys have always been.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. There has to be a line of importance that creates an unshakable like decision.
Right.
If you are shakable, then you're not rooted in your decisions.
Right.
And that is a hard thing to navigate through in life because relationships are so important to so many of us.
Right.
And if you are fearful that you're going to lose a relationship because you were going to put yourself first, we need to take a step back and realize what that relationship actually was.
Right. Yeah, that makes me think of that I had coached so many people in that situation where it's like, well, if I don't eat the cake, my mother-in-law is going to be mad. Or if I don't have the cookies and I don't have the drink with them, like my friends are gonna, and it's like, man, like, is that person more important than how you feel? Because you've told me every time you drink or eat the cookie or the cake, you feel absolutely terrible. So, like, you're gonna do it just for that person and for the sake of your relationship with that person and then feel terrible later. Like, so that person has more worth than your own self. Like, no, it should be like, well, they're going to be offended. Okay, well, how about you be offended that your relationship is based around you eating cake? Like,
Right,
that's ridiculous. Like,
right,
you should be able to say, like, I feel like garbage when I eat that, or I'm trying to hit this goal and it's important to me, so I'm not doing it. And they should be like, cool, okay, on to the next part of the conversation. Like, let's go.
right, right. I'll get you some ice water.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the older we get, the more we're just like, nope,
Yeah,
nope. If it ain't making me happy, if it isn't lifting me up, if it's not filling my cup, if it isn't right for my four walls, if it isn't right for like, I don't know, like everything in life's a vibe,
mm-hmm.
right? And you know when things are off, you know when you're saying yes when you know you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing that.
Yeah, yeah,
Stop it. Like
yeah,
it's the worst.
yeah.
Life is not freaking promised.
It's so
And
short.
you got to start making promises to your damn self that you're going to show up for what matters to you. And if you don't know what matters to you, you need to pause in your life. You need to figure it the hell out.
Step one.
Step one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. This
Yeah.
is good.
It's very hard. I think a lot of people um don't know how to protect their peace if they know it's going to rattle someone else.
Yeah,
But it shouldn't. If you're
yeah,
doing things in the right way for the right reasons, it should
right,
never rattle someone else.
right. And if it does, it's not your problem. Like, that's their issue to deal with because there's clearly something else there that they need to deal with in themselves if
Right.
your choices are that big of a deal to them.
Right.
And
And
you're,
communication's important.
mm-hmm,
And if they don't know why things are important to you,
mm-hmm,
then they don't have the understanding to come into the conversation with.
mm-hmm,
And if they do know the reasons that are important to you, like, and they still come at the conversation in like not the best way or not the way that you're hoping, then it is what it is. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
It'd be fine. But yeah,
it'll be fine.
you just take a step back and you just look at the people that actually show up in your life when hard things happen in your life and they know and you know that they know that hard things are happening in your life and they're nowhere to be found. They can't set aside any kind of whatever differences that there are and they don't reach out or they don't see if you're okay in any way. Like, man, just take an eyebrow up to that. And these are the people that you're worried about. Be so for real.
Mm-hmm.
No. Man, it's a nice place to be in the 40s. I'll tell you that. Just you look at things with a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
And I think, I think a lot of it is, you hear a lot of people are like, "Oh, when you reach that age, like it's like you don't care as much." Like not that you don't care, but like you're
I think
able
you
to
care more. I
I,
think you care more, but about the right things.
right. But they talk about all of that, and I think it's because you come to an age where your families are getting older, right? And you're now walking through seasons of life that we all are going to be walking through,
Hmm.
but things become more real and you realize that life is not promised
Hmm.
like you think it is when you're a kid.
Hmm.
So you have less tolerance for things that are ridiculous.
Yep.
So you show up a little bit more unbothered because why should stupid things bother you?
Hmm.
Get out of here.
Yep.
No. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect it to go that way, but it relates. And there are people that are hanging on to not putting themselves first because they're worried that they're going to upset somebody that they already know are probably going to be upset no matter what. So what the
Yeah.
hell is the point? It's fine.
Exactly.
And maybe in life, you guys will have a conversation about it. And maybe you don't understand the mindset that they were walking through at that point, and they had to step away.
Right.
But then I always bring back the whole mindset of, well, what was it that I said that I came across? And I think we both have a problem with this, with the when you have a heart like us, it's hard to like understand why people treat people the way that they do because it
Yeah.
makes
Because
sense
we're
to you.
all
'Cause
going through stuff. So it's like,
yeah,
okay, but that's not a free pass to be rude
right.
or
Because we
whatever.
are,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I used to tell myself, well, maybe they're going through something, da,
Yeah.
da, da,
Yeah.
da. But then you
Wait,
realize,
so
well,
am I.
so am I, and I wouldn't treat you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all growing through life. We're all living it for the first time. So if you do walk through something to where it's not the easiest to navigate through, but you know that you know that you know that it's the right thing for you, just know that it's the right thing for you.
Yeah.
And if you lose friendships along the way, like who knows what can happen in the future? Maybe you bump into them and you end up having a cup of coffee. Who knows? Or maybe you never do.
Yeah.
Maybe just be grateful for the season that you once had,
Right.
and
New
that's it.
people come, other people go, more people come. Yeah.
Right. I did see that on TikTok, something along the lines like when there's people that were a part of your life in one season and then they're no longer in your life, like you won't run into them anymore.
Oh,
And
wow.
it makes you like look at things weird, like you talk about like the red car theory, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And back in the day, I used to run into them all the time, like at the store. And since then, I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, how
Yeah.
does that happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Protect
Well,
your peace. It's
protect your
important.
peace. Protect your peace. Guard your heart.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else? I think that might be wrapped on up. Put a little bow on it.
Send it in.
Full send. It's
Full,
done. Full
full
send.
send. Send it in.
Let me read this one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd it go? There it is. You are beginning to understand that your peace is worth protecting. The more you honor what feels right in your soul, the easier it becomes to let go of what does not. Just do it with the right heart for the right reasons, and you can never go wrong.
Amen.
Amen to that. So, yeah, it was really good. Really good topic.
So good. Thank you.
Hopefully, it helps people
Yeah.
navigate through being
Yeah.
able to have an honest conversation. And you never know. And if you don't put your yes first, that's going to be, you're going to regret it. You're going to have
Well, I don't
regret.
think it's fair to yourself because you can't later on be like, well, you know, I didn't because it's like you didn't because you didn't, and it's on you. Like
Right.
nobody owes you anything, and nobody's gonna put your yes first. Like you
Right.
can't expect them to be like, here, you should like. No, nobody owes you anything. You owe you everything,
Right.
and that's it.
Yeah. And they don't even have to be excited for you. They don't have to understand it. They don't have to like it.
No,
So it is what it is.
I love it. Thank
Goes
you.
on. You're welcome. This was a good topic.
Very
So,
good.
until next time,
Yes.
stay rooted, friends. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week, but
It's gonna be great.
it's gonna be wonderful. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Till then,
Bye.
stay rooted and goodbye.
Goodness.
Stay
Bye.
rooted. See ya.
We hope that landed.
If it did, share it up, drop a comment, and you know what? We'll see ya on the next episode.
And until then, stay rooted, sister.